Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. Today, we're discussing the gloriously golden green Seiko Prospex Diver 200-meter SBDC059 in stainless steel, a 2018 model year limited edition of 1,000 pieces in homage to the great 62 MAS Seiko Diver of the mid-60s. This watch nevertheless has a contemporary character and color about it. You can see this Japanese domestic market special and purchase it on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right-hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full sales listing for this stainless steel diver, with additional accessories included in the sale, high-resolution images for your desktop, and naturally complete pricing details for this SBDC059 limited edition of 1,000 pieces. Now, it's not the only tribute Seiko has released in honor of the 62 MAS, but this is the most distinctly different. A Japanese domestic market special that's every bit as quirky and colorful as that special status might imply. This is my favorite of the lot. I have to say the watch wears easy on the wrist. Rated at 42.6 millimeters. I measure it more of a true 43, but it's a compact 43. 14 millimeters thick is nothing excessive by dive watch standards, might even slightly be on the thin side for a dive watch. It'll easily fit underneath any jacket cuff, sport jacket, blazer, or suit jacket. From lug to lug, if you were to take advantage of the strap tool holes on the flank, this watch would wear 49.8 millimeters across the wrist on a strap, but on the factory bracelet, as displayed, the watch measures a more robust 54.6 millimeters lug to lug. Nevertheless, it wears easily on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, and you can see it sits securely, and there's really no overlap of lug beyond my wrist. I would say on the bracelet, wear this watch down to a wrist size of 14.5 centimeters in circumference, go down to 14 centimeters if you were to put it on a strap. It's surprisingly solid for a watch that's billed as a value timepiece. It has a number of over-engineered features that I'll delineate in just a moment, but I do want to remind you that it has a very convenient standardized 20mm lug spacing should you wish to accessorize with a Seiko or aftermarket strap. Now those deluxe features, first, a beautifully finished bracelet. You can see it has a little bit of a squared off profile to the edges of the intermediate links where they join each other, and that adds depth to the bracelet when viewed from overhead or from the sides. It also contrasts nicely with the rounded profile of the flanking links. You can see mostly of satin finish. There are some polished highlights on the flank, and though you'll note that pins are used for sizing here, every individual link is removable, so you can get the sizing zeroed and perfect. The watch does feature a rather quirky semi-clamshell quick release system for a dive extension that's built into the clasp, and the watch, over-engineered, this is where the over-engineering starts, has both a trigger system for opening its clasp and a clamshell closure to guarantee security. Thoughtful and perhaps excessive, but much appreciated. Now the timepiece has a wonderful finish about its case. It's not quite the Zaratsu finish that you get from the Grand Seiko line, but it is styled after them. Inspired by the Zaratsu cases and the sharply profiled Grand Seiko sports watches, as well as by the historic 62 MAS, this watch is a fusion of the two sensibilities. With alternating polished and satin-finished facets, it still has far more contouring, far more definition, far more creasing and curvature than any contemporary supercase Rolex. So the timepiece is elegant. The bezel, like all Seiko dive bezels, it has a refinement to it that is deliberate. It's not supposed to feel like a Browning automatic rifle going off in your hands. The detents are subtle but clear. It has a refinement to it, and the sense I get is that Seiko is trying to project the feel and the sensation of a more expensive watch, and it succeeds on those terms. You can see it's a sort of ADLC filled bezel with a luminescent pearl that you can line up with the minute hand, and now you've got an impromptu 0 to 60 minute timer that's a wonderful way to keep track of anything less than an hour. I find it's easier to read a minute hand against a dive bezel than to read the sub-register of a chronograph. So this timepiece, ideal whether you're diving or not, the dive bezel has got your back. The bezel is only one of several measures that cause the watch to read and feel more expensive than it is. You'll note the appliques on the dial, beautiful. They're not gold, they're gold plated, but the color contrast with the sunburst green is gorgeous. I'm going to try to give us a little bit more aperture and lighten things up so you can see the dial better, but you'll note there is a green chapter ring that slopes down from the plane of the bezel to the dial center. The sunburst is quite dramatic. The texturing, the grain that emanates out from the center allows the watch to have a reactivity and a dynamism in the light that gives it both character and a little bit of an elan, an aura about it. There's something different about this watch. It transcends its price and grabs your attention and your heart. You'll also note some quirky features such as the lollipop counterweight on the seconds hand. Stay tuned for the loom shot to see where that takes us. And of course there is a discreet and actually nicely faceted and stepped date window at 3 o'clock. Now inside, though it is contained underneath a solid screwed in case back, you have a manufacturer Seiko caliber 6R15, automatic winding, 50 hours of power reserve, hacking seconds and a quick set date, so 23 jewel movement that operates at 21,600 vibrations per hour, so 3 Hertz, and again 200 meters water resistant. Though a vintage inspired watch, it has contemporary dive watch capabilities. It is a true ISO compliant diver. Now the watch, although a value priced timepiece, does feature a sapphire crystal. It's not a mineral, it's not a thermoplastic, it is a true sapphire. And the construction of the watch belies its price. This is a handsome, desirable, long-term investment if you want to add an affordable diver that also has the versatility to be your only watch and a little bit of Japanese domestic market flair. See it and decide for yourself on our website. And we're back with Seiko LumaBrite. As you can see, easy to read this watch at night. Not only can you easily line up the luminescent pearl of the bezel with the minute hand, but how about that lollipop style counterweight to the seconds hand? Quirky, but effective. You can see this one, green by night, green by day, in the light of day on our website.